Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the Spark podcast being led by the Spark organization. Our aim is to help raise awareness on sexual assault in Ghana. This episode will basically be introducing what this podcast will mostly be about, how this topic came to be, and what our aim is through this whole organization. According to RAIN.org, the term sexual assault refers to sexual contact or behavior that occurs without explicit consent of the victim. Some forms of sexual assault include attempted rape, fondling or unwanted sexual touching, forcing a victim to perform sexual acts such as oral sex or penetrating the perpetrator's body, or penetration of the victim's body, also known as rape. As an organization, our aim is to help raise awareness on sexual assault in Ghana. How this whole thing came about was when I was trying to choose a topic for my personal project. I was very torn between which direction I should go in, but I was very certain that I wanted to find a way to raise awareness on a certain type of situation in Ghana. Whether it is with human trafficking or raising awareness on wrongfully incarcerated victims, basically things that will help change the world for the better. I finally decided to go with sexual assault and harassment because I realized that this kind of topic is not there's not that much light shed on it because it happens a lot, it happens frequently, and it's something that really damages the victims that are present in those kind of situations. And I feel like if they are not able to have a platform to be able to tell your stories, able to get it off your chest, you're going to feel really overwhelmed and it's going to affect them and their experiences as they move on with life. We created this platform mainly to help victims share their stories, but to also give them resources to be able to help themselves in certain situations and not feel tied down when they combat a situation like this. I also wanted people who aren't really aware of these type of situations to become more open to learning about this so that they can figure out oh, if this is going to happen, how can I help? Or if I've met someone who has undergone this experience, how can I help them? I just really wanted them to understand this topic on a deeper level so that they don't just exclude themselves from these kind of situations and be like, oh, well, this is not going to happen to me, so I don't really need to care about all of this. I feel like everyone should be engaged, everyone should be aware of all of this so that we can all play our parts to help make a difference in this world. Also, for those who are really taught about this, I feel like this will be able to help them learn about this better. For people who inflict these actions onto others, they'll become aware of what they're doing and realize it's not right. Because some of these people grow up with this training that it's fine to sexually assault people or harm people, and they don't really know that it's not a good thing to do. So, with this, we're just hoping to change everyone's mind and perspective on this kind of situation and just help them become more open to learning and opening their hearts to become better people and not be the perpetrators in these type of situations, but rather the ones who will help to prevent these situations from happening. On this podcast, people will come to tell their stories and try to give advice on how to prevent yourself from situations, or just try to talk on how these cases came about or any of that. Also, people who have different views or opinions that have to do with the topic of sexual assault will also come onto this podcast to just speak their mind, speak their truth. Hopefully, we can help convert some people who think this kind of act is okay and just try to help them learn or know that that isn't okay, and just try to help them become allies of this kind of situation and try to help make a difference in their own way. Although the main topic of this whole podcast is sexual assault, we all know that sexual assault branches into many, many, many different aspects of our society. Sexual assault can be found in human trafficking, child abuse, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So even though this podcast or organization mainly focuses on sexual assault and harassment, we'll also be touching on those topics because we believe that every single problem needs to be tackled because every single aspect of life has the opportunity to be better, and we need to play our part as people in this society to make a change. This podcast and our organization is just here to help you learn so that you as an individual can find the strength and the courage to help to make a difference or make a change in our society. It starts with one person, and that one person can make a change. We just provide you with the resources and the knowledge and the information you need to know just to keep you updated and aware of all that goes on in our country and in our world. This is very important because if an individual is aware of this kind of situations and crisis that we're living in our new age and world, one spark can become the flame that makes the difference. That brings me to the reason why we decided to name our organization Spark. This was because we believe that we don't need to let the whole world know about this situation. If one person knows and truly understands what's going on, that person can tell another person, and that person can tell another person, and that information just keeps on getting relayed and relayed and relayed to other people around the world. That one spark has become the flame that now everybody knows about this, and together we are all one united, strong front that want to help to make this world a better place. We want to help victims. We want to help those who want to stay ignorant to this type of situation. If they don't know, it's our job to let them know. For more information on the topic of sexual assault, or just to try to glance through or try to get more information, resources to help, speak your story. We have online forums where you can anonymously go tell your stories. All of that is present on our websites. So feel free to go and talk there and try to keep updated with our podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and stay tuned for our next episode. Have a great day.